Good morning, welcome to Headline Focus here live on Core Politics with me, Rob Double. It is Wednesday, the 11th of April 2018. Let's have a look at what's making the political news today. So to start off with, we're still on Syria. Syria is still making the headlines pretty much across all the nationals and indeed in the international news as well. Latest and the biggest story comes from the Times today, where they say that Prime Minister Theresa May spoke to President Trump yesterday and made clear that more evidence of the suspected chemical attack by the Assad regime was needed before the UK could join military strikes against Syria, if it does come to that. And indeed the US, with France in particular, do want to push military options forward. Now, as I said, Prime Minister Theresa May spoke to President Trump and indeed President Macron yesterday after President Trump and Macron had been talking already together about possible action, with the Downing Street spokesman confirming that May, Macron and Trump agreed, if confirmed, the use of chemical weapons exposed the Assad's regime's total disregard for its legal obligations not to use these weapons, and agreed that the international community needed to respond. Now, international community, normally that means through the UN, particularly through the UN Security Council or the mechanisms of the UN. However, yesterday Russia vetoed a proposal for an investigation into the chemical attacks in Syria, and therefore gives to some extent the extent to international cooperation. If they can't get something through the UN because of the Russia veto, what are international players, Western allies, key allies in the international sphere going to do next? President Trump has said he had 48 hours. He was going to make a decision on what he's going to do on Syria. So perhaps we'll find out in the next few hours what's going to happen. Next up, Home Secretary Amber Rudd announces a dark web crackdown. And now she's making more cash available to create a dedicated cybercrime unit in each UK police force to tackle sales of firearms, drugs, malware and people, specifically on the dark web, where she says anonymity emboldens people to break the law in the most horrifying of ways. She also referred to a sickening shop list of services and products available online, specifically on dark web forums. Part of the money is also going to go towards a national training programme for the police and criminal justice system, as well as a cyber awareness campaign. Now, she's doing all of this at a speech today at the Cyber UK conference in Manchester. More lines on that as the speech happens in a few hours' time. Finally, one more story. This is again towards anti-Semitism and again towards the Labour Party. This headline is still not going away, nor has this story. A leader of Israel's Labour Party yesterday suspended ties with Britain's Labour Party over what he said he's concerned about, which is anti-Semitism under Jeremy Corbyn and Jeremy Corbyn's leadership. Now, Avi Gabay said it was his responsibility to acknowledge the hostility that Mr Corbyn has shown to the Jewish community and the anti-Semitic statements and actions he has allowed as leader of the Labour Party. So really quite strong words there. MP Joan Ryan, who's the chair of the Labour Friends of Israel, has written to Jeremy Corbyn saying that she is ashamed and urged him to accept an invitation to visit Israel issued over 2 years ago, around 2 years ago. That's pretty much it for today. You're up to date. Don't forget you can find all the latest on what we're doing here on Core Politics on our Facebook page and Twitter right here. But from me and all the team here at Core London, have a fantastic start to your morning.